So they'll be calling you a radical. This is the Wattis School of Art. What? The New York, San Francisco MoMA. The San Francisco MoMA is named the Wattis, Ethel Wattis MoMA. She's from Ogden, Utah, right here. Brigham Young's granddaughter, E.O. Wattis, C-O-G-E-G. So, as you know, all those historic protests I did and organized at the San Francisco MoMA, at the New York City MoMA, at the Unnatural History Museum. Oh, fuck, how masterpiece are those? We stood up on the stages like we were stuffed. Me, Eric Oppenheim, Kevin Finnegan, the Baby Wolf, myself. Wow, incredible, historic. How about all those incredible historic protests 20 years ago, 15 years ago in front of the New York City MoMA? Was I on that? Or was I on that? So, listen, you go back in time, this happened before in Florence, Italy. Oh yeah, you don't think so? Holy Moses. You go back 500 years ago. Leonardo da Vinci was a pedophile. Accused of it, ask Giacomo. Ask Michelangelo. Michelangelo knew it, he was much younger. He went after him viciously. He see him on the sidewalk, he'd spit on him. So who did they defend? The pedophile, not Michelangelo. He had to hide in a bunker underneath the church. I mean, think about, well, you're not the greatest painter that ever existed, but you're definitely the greatest. Now think about his Sistine Chapel paintings. They were all nudes. You know, the Pope died, the new Pope come in, his own friends painted them over. His own friends. Oh, as Kevin Blanch named it, the panty painters. So, was I on it or was I on it? Leon Black, who's got pictures of your kids here in Utah. Oh, nothing to see. Just owns the fucking company that takes the photographs for the yearbooks here all over the. Oh, nothing to see. Look at his cases. He was accused the last decade of violently abusing and raping. I mean, my God. He's the gatekeeper at the MoMA in New York City. So as you know, we protested right there so beautifully, so perfectly. Those protests are epic, they're historic. So my grandson was asking me, he says, you're right. He says, why is there no famous artists, no incredible art? He says, I feel like this country's lost color, it's lost passion. I says, you know why? There's artists out here. I mean, it's become homogenous, turned down the architecture, but I mean, mission accomplished. You know why I told him? There's a reason why. You don't think Kevin Blanch is the artist? Talk about historical, important artist. How great are those protests at the San Francisco MoMA? I mean, look at the Epstein files. The San Francisco MoMA is all over them. New York City MoMA, all. Glenn Dubin, Leon Black, Glenn Dubin married Epstein's old girlfriend, and then Jeffrey's coming over to read the girls' bedtimes. Do you know that Glenn Dubin, Leon Black, who, oh my God, he's got pictures of your kid. I mean, whoa, that dude is creepy as freaking Epstein. Do you know he's the gatekeeper at the New York City MoMA, has been for years and years and years. So simple, I told him. The Epstein cult, aka the Middle East of Eden cult, who they are not, I like that, they're not Semitic. They're not Semitic. He's from Poland. I have nothing to do with it. They took over the museums. I've said it and screamed at years. I don't worry about the art. The artist is there. Kevin, why don't you think about my historic work and my art? Oh boy. Michelangelo on Balco on chemo. Michelangelo was the one that guided me as a young guy. Really young. I read about him and I watched this goofy weird film about plaster with Hawk and Trowel, and Michelangelo said the greatest art of all is not the bow and the violin, it's the Hawk and Trowel. You ever seen me go with the Hawk and Trowel? Holy Moses, Leah Baton. I've seen Leah Baton. I've seen the second one also. The one he kicked over. It's in the Duomo. He broke its arm. Remember he said everything was perfect, and then he found the perfect stone when he was a young guy and says there is no perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. Oh boy. The greatest artist who ever lived, Michelangelo, versus Leonardo da Vinci. Who did they protect? The pedophile, Leonardo da Vinci. Michelangelo, you see him on the street, spit on him. Michelangelo was physical, he was strong. I mean, whoa. Boy, did he pay a fucking price. You ever seen any of his sculptures in person? Oh, they'll make you cry. Why are you the greatest sculptor that ever lived? You're not the greatest painter. He did not lay on his back painting those. My wet nurse came from a family of masons. And I'm talking rock masons. So the New York City moments all over the Epstein file. As foretold by son of Cassandra, Kevin Blanch. For Hamlet and Cassandra. They got together. They had a baby. And for I can see for miles and miles. No one gave a fuck about Michelangelo's fucking work for many, many, many decades, especially here in the United States of usury. So why is there no art? Oh, there's art, and there's artists. Blackballed by the cult, friends and family. Because the Epstein cult took over the fucking museums 30 years ago. There's not one historical famous fucking artist in this country, not one that with any meaning, significance whatsoever, post Andy Warhol. Warhol died in 87. Jean-Michel Basquiat, he died in 88. Nothing, nada. That's why the cult took over the fucking museums. I never worried about the art. Kevin Lynch, the fucking art. Those protests are epic we did at the San Francisco MoMA. Well, all my work is so epic. Our work, I mean, fuck, I could write a book just out of that day. I still have that sign on the royal box. Perfect box, right? It's a toilet paper box. What timing? What perfection? You know, that's Eric Oppenheim, Dennis Oppenheim, Upside Down Church's son with me. Those fucking protests. How about the ones we did at the... I'm just waiting on a friend at the physical graffiti. How good is those? Huh. The physical graffiti comes and goes. Huh. The humans. The radiation stays. The cult took over the fucking museums. I've been screaming that for years. For years. The Wattis MoMA. She's from here in Ogden, Utah. Brigham Young's granddaughter. Oh. All over in the Epstein files. They're everywhere. As foretold by son of Cassandra, Kevin Blanch. Do you think, we're going to ask you, Jackson Pollock was propped up by the CIA. They lied to us. Remember, he was sitting on the bench in Lower Manhattan. Him and Motherwell drunk, and Mrs. Whitney just happened to walk by and says, "Oh, I like your work." Total fucking lie. Total lie. His work, he pushed, he protested in front of the New York City MoMA. The CIA found him. Of course, Mrs. Whitney and fucking the same cult. They found him. They propped up his work because they were going against the artists in the USSR, which is incredible art. We still haven't seen that in the museums. How about the incredible art painted in Japan post Hiroshima and Nagasaki? You ever seen it? That's some of the greatest, finest fucking art in the history of mankind. Never showed up in any of the United States museums. Never. Huh? Wonder why. The cult. There hasn't been a famous historical artist since Warhol, who was a total fraud. Well, not a fraud. I mean, not a fraud. Conman. Hey, Andy. You've called me about 800 times, the curator in the New York Times. I come over again and again. Well, now you're dripping off your soup cans. Why are you dripping off your soup cans? I don't know, you gotta drip. I don't like it. Well, I really don't like it, but you gotta drip. No, Kevin Blanch. You gotta flip. Talk about historical fucking art. Fuck, I'm the opposite of fucking CIA propped up. I'm the CIA fucking repressed. They've gone after me so viciously. Never worried about the art. Kevin Blanch has made the fucking art. Historical. Do you think that Warhol, remember he made those films? Andy, why are you making all these films? A lot easier than painting. I think it was the only truth he ever said in his fucking life. He was a sarcastic, lying fucker to everybody and anybody, playing them. Fucking Edie, what happened to her? Whoa, whoa. Huh. You gotta drip. No, you gotta flip. Andy Warhol surely never invented fucking the use of the fucking can. I like all these fucking liars, curators, and they said they did it. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. People were using the fucking Marcel Duchamp's on Balco, on chemo. Why you want to interview me now? I sit in the park and played fucking chess for all these decades. You didn't fucking show my art and anything. The ready-made's on Balco. Why do you want to interview me now? What do you give? No. He ended up being a gatekeeper at the fucking moment, didn't he? Leon Black, Jeffrey Dubin, the cult took over the museum. They're all over the EPSTEIN list. Look what they've done to Kevin Blanch. How epic are those protests? You know who invented dripping? Not Jackson Pollock. Max Ernst. And remember Peggy Guggenheim married? I mean, what did she go through? She got mad at him, exiled him to where? Utah! You gotta drip. No, you gotta flip. Kevin Blanch made the fucking most epic art at the time that it was happening. That's what artists are supposed to do. Ask Michelangelo, the greatest fucking artist who ever lived. Fucking holy Moses! Well, look what they did to him for decades. You know, he hid underneath the... I gotta go in that tree. He had to hide. They fucking were trying to kill him. Wow. Da Vinci? Ho, ho, ho. Who did they protect? The pedophile. Sound familiar? Who'd they go after? Michelangelo. You ever seen his work? Do you know not one of his paintings exists? I think there's one. It's on board of his originals paintings. Every single one of them either got destroyed or painted over, the diaper painters. Remember I did those videos with those guys in New York, the Post-Ignorance Project? Just like Da Vinci would do. Here they come. Michelangelo would spit on him. Michelangelo's the greatest fucking... Oh, he wasn't political? Oh, he was... Fuck. Mark Chagall on chemo. Fucking... Michelangelo's the greatest artist who ever lived. That's who mentored me when I was young. I have an art degree from that school. Only F I ever got from a piece of shit named Jim Jacobs, who was so jealous of me because he claimed he was a texture artist. I was the premier plaster texture guy in the state. 10,000 jobs. Including I built the Tree and the Children's Review and the Sonic Town hundreds. I mean, my work's everywhere. He was so jealous of me, he gave me an F. Only F I ever had in my life. The same piece of art is a collage I did of Phil Donahue interviewing a monkey. And, I mean, as it happened, you know that same piece of art he gave me F on? I sold it in 1996 when I was young. Right after he gave me the F, I sold it the next year for 30 grand. Fuckers wouldn't know if Picasso had a fucking wrapped around their fucking head. They wouldn't know if Vincent Van Gogh wrapped around their head. And by the way, Vincent Van Gogh did not kill himself. You do know that. What a fucking artist he was. Are you kidding? My grandson says last night, fuck, you look at those Van Goghs, you get lost in. He says we've lost our passion and our color. Yeah, look at automobiles, look at everything. Mission accomplished. Why? Because the cult took over the museums. You got to drip, Blanch. No, you got to flip. The soup can. Warhol never fucking invented that metaphor. Elsa Plotz invented that metaphor. Who's Elsa Plotz? Look what they did to her. She died tragically in some weird thing. Walk around New York City in 1905, 1906. Pure Dada. I thought you had to be poor to be Dada. Anti-Neo Yoko Ono, the Dada artist. I thought you had to be poor to be. Hove to the moon! Elsa Plotz was the original soup canner. She had a soup can bra she made. She'd walk around New York City, she shaved her head. What they did to her. Ain't nothing new. Why is there no art? Kevin Blanch made the most important art of our time. Those protests we did at the fucking MoMA are so powerful, so important, so epic. And the sad thing is, a lot of them have 15, 20,000 views. And you Google around New York City MoMA, you can't even find them. All over the EPSTEIN list, the San Francisco MoMA. You know, how good are those at fucking, me and McCormick's fucking protests at the San Francisco MoMA. I mean, Patrick almost, fuck, he had that rope around, he almost fucking a little too tight, turned blue. Magnificent work by a magnificent group of fucking artists. Holy Moses! You got a drip, Blanch? No. You got to flip. Fucking art's brilliant. That fucking art we did, the Post-Ignorance Project. No wonder they went after it. It's just so fucking epic and so fucking brilliant. How about my work with Femme with a simple line hanging out of my jugular vein, dying of cancer? Whoa, what epic art in Vienna. Look at that. Those protests I did with Femme inside the fucking IAEA. Oh, epic. So proud of that work. Blanch, you got a drip. Andy Warhol? No. You got to flip. I'm the opposite of being propped up by Pollock in the CIA. I'm repressed by the cult. Why is there no fucking famous, incredible artists post Warhol, Jean-Michel Basquiat? Oh, the art's there. Kevin Blanch made the art. Because the cult. Look at the EPSTEIN. Leon Black has pictures of your children. He's the gatekeeper at the New York City MoMA. Think about that. Think about that. That guy's so creepy. I mean, he's worse than frickin' Jeffrey. The cult took over the museums. You don't believe me? Look it up. San Francisco MoMA. You're all over the EPSTEIN list. All over it. Mating season. Snow, Utah. Do you think that Jackson Pollock, any of these Marquis, Jean-Michel Basquiat, do you think any of these historic artists would ever own a paintbrush or a canvas if they had a YouTube camera? Warhol said it himself. A lot easier than painting. Only true fucking statement he ever made. You gotta flip, Blanch. No, you gotta drip. Stay in tune it.